Happy weekend, Knicks Nation. How y'all doing today? I hope that this Sunday, 9/11, 2022, has you healthy and safe. Blessings, first off, upon all of those who sacrificed their lives 21 years ago, 9/11, 2001, in order to save lives. Those first responders that was out there on the scene trying to save people from those burning buildings that day. I remember it like it was yesterday. Also, those people that not only was out there and lost their lives on that day when those buildings collapsed, lots of firefighters along with people and police officers, but the people that had the diseases and things that came after. If you remember, a lot of people still suffering. A lot of people got diseases from inhaling the debris that those buildings, when they came down, and they were still in there trying to save people's lives. Blessings upon them, blessings upon the ones that are out here today trying to save lives, those that are in the healthcare field. Of course, we always bless those that do the humble work of picking up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks and highways and parkways clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. And double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue and deliver the victims, the teenage victims of child molestation, teenagers and children. You know, just yesterday, 160 people were busted in Florida, down here in Orlando, Florida, in a sex trafficking ring. And blessings upon those officers and those people that help those victims and help those perpetrators. Double curses on those perpetrators and on those profiteers and on those perverts that are out here trafficking in this human misery. Also, finally, blessings upon the homeless. Never 600,000 people. Men, women, children in the United States of America that are on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Blessing also to all in the chat: Russell Reed, Garen Spalding, Tom Lucas, Cash Out James, my man Teloni, my man King Ribby RM, Joe Esparra, Superstar, my brother, and blessings upon all of y'all that are in the chat. You know, crazy some of the things that makes a brother happy, man. I'm here in Florida, right up the street. Before we get started in the Knicks today, right up the street, right? Russell Reed, salute. Blair V, Kevin Carter, salute to all of y'all. You know, right up the street, there's this fruit stand, man. Fruit stand right up the street where they grow all the stuff, man. Today, the peaches are off the chain. Off the chain today. I just had 3 of them. You know, peaches off the chain. Peaches off the chain today, y'all. I'm just telling you, you know, there's blessings to being down here in Florida. I'm just letting y'all know. Ron Browns, how you doing? Son from Brooklyn, peace, my brother, my man Lucas. Peace to all of you. Felicia Lee, salute and blessings also to the female sisters in Knicks Nation. Blessings to all. No peach cobbler, man. I can't do that. If I look at peach cobbler, I get fat. No, I'm up eating the whole fruit, baby. Man, it's just dripping down the brother's arm. I had to just wash my hands. Dripping down her brother's arm, man. The juice was all off the chain good, baby. I'm just telling you, man. Then I got him half price. Because I bought a batch last week that was dry as the Mojave Desert, right? And I told the owner, I said, man, they were dry last week. He said, oh, really? I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to give you these for half price. I said, there you go. Now you're doing the right thing. It was off the chain good today. I'm going to bring some to my dad later on. Off the chain good. Cash Out James, what's up? So let's talk about the New York Knicks. Now, today you saw the thumbnail. I got 3 players on the thumbnail. And you know, I put Cam Reddish, Evan Fournier, and Quentin Grimes. Okay, put them 3. Now, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. When I was trying to put the thumbnail together, right, I was having trouble. I was having a lot of trouble putting up Cam Reddish's thumbnail, just getting it to fit. I hope that's not an omen. But I was trying to get it to fit, you know, with the other one. Because you know why? Because his was so much bigger, I couldn't get the picture to fit. Now, I still am hoping that the Knicks make a move before training camp. Because there's a log jam in a couple of areas. There's a log jam on the wing because you got RJ, who you know is going to start. Then you got Grimes, Cam, and Evan Fournier. Okay, and Evan Fournier is the veteran among those, right? As far as like, okay, so Grimes is in his second year. Cam is in his fourth year, like RJ. So he's not really a rookie. You know, he's a young player, age 23 still. And then, of course, there is a veteran in Evan Fournier. He's going to be 30 years old in October. And so, you know, unless they make a move, somebody's not going to play. Now, I've been listening to a couple of the other content creators. I've been listening to a couple of people in the media, and everybody's like, Cam is the odd man out. Now, this is the thing. As far as the wing thing. Now, I think, am I lying if I said to y'all that we have heard Tibbs say, nobody is handed anything? Isn't that what we heard him say that, right? He said on more than one occasion that nobody's handed anything. That everybody has to earn what they get. I mean, we heard him say that, right? I think we heard that, right? He said that more than one occasion. He also said, and tell me if y'all heard this from him, if you play well, you'll play. Isn't that what he said? You know, he said, my man Don Hines, Imana Prakash, what's up, Keith Turner? All right. But look, if he played well, he's going to play. Now, I think we all understand that in this regard, Tibbs is full of crap. Right? I think we all understand that in this regard, Tibbs is lying. Well, first of all, he's not quite as bad as Fizdale. Fizdale said you earn what you eat, and then spent 2 years playing people that didn't earn nothing, right? So I don't know what that means. And walking around with an axe in his hand, and you know, whatever. Tibbs is not quite that bad, but he's lying. Now, it's frustrating. And some of y'all are already feeling it, and I'm kind of feeling that taste in my mouth too. This is it right here. If they go into camp with these three dudes, by right, by fairness, it should be a battle. It should be a training camp battle. The guy that wins in training camp should be the starter. Am I correct? Is that fair? Would that be keeping what you eat, you know, keeping what you kill and earning your way and all that? Wouldn't that be so in other words, you put Cam Reddish, Kenton Grimes, and Evan Fournier in camp, and you say, whoever wins the battle is the starter, right? That should be where we're doing, right? I mean, whoever wins the battle, start. Andrew Abraham, my day is going good. I done had some peaches that's off the chain, so Raw Hebrew's in a good mood today because I can't wait to get back to him. I'm going to have some more. And I got some Florida oranges over here. I'm getting ready to do some business too. I mean, my goodness, man. My goodness. Anyway, I'm doing good, Abraham. I'm doing good, brother. So, what I was saying, it by right, you should. Oh yeah, I did. I'm on today. In fact, I started on August 15th. So today is what, 9/11. So it's almost a month. I've been doing the fruit thing. So I'm having coffee in the morning. A couple hours later, I'm having a big fruit meal, like 500, 600, 700 calories. And then like a few hours later, like it's 5, 6, 7, 6 o'clock, I'll have a protein meal. And man, it's been doing good. I ain't gonna front, been doing good. Only one day, like I messed up right before I had a ribeye. Right before I ate the ribeye. No, I had lamb. Right before I ate the lamb, I messed around. Right before I ate it and had this cantaloupe. That was bad news. That was bad news. But I learned my lesson. So you eat the fruit and you let it sit for a few hours, you know, to digest. Then you go ahead and have your protein. Yeah, you're going to have protein, man. John Mark, nice to see you, man. Joe Curry, nice to see you. Guilford McCormick, my man. Now, it should be a training camp battle. Okay, so now, when you have a training camp battle, you say, may the best man win. Now, we're going to go into the power forwards, too, in a second. There's no battle at the 5 spot. That's Mitch Robb's spot. right? It's Mitch Rob, then Hartenstein, then Jericho Sims. That's the 5 spot right there. So the battle, though, the real battle, we know is not in the point guard. That's Jalen Brunson's spot right there. So the battle is on the wing. Now, we're going to talk about the backup battle at the point guard, because that's going to be a battle also. But first, let's talk about the wing. Now, it is my belief. In fact, let me do a poll on this one. I'm going to do a poll on this. But before I do, let's state it. It is my belief that of the 3 we're talking about Cam, Grimes, and Fournier. Okay? In terms of just talent. Okay? Talk to me now. In terms of talent, Cam wins that hands down, right? In terms of talent now, you're going to talk about basketball talent. Now, not everybody's going to agree, but I think most of the Knicks Nation's on board with me on this one. If you're going to tell me between Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, and Quentin Grimes, in terms of talent, Cam is all day, every day, 24/7. Cam all day, every day. Okay, in terms of them 3 now, y'all pay attention. Some of y'all talking about Obi. No, we're not talking about 3. No. We're talking about Cam, Grimes, and Fournier. If them 3 are battling for the 2 guard starting spot, as far as talent, it's Cam. If you're going to let them battle it out, it's Cam. Now, wait. As far as hunger, and I'm going to hurt you to get this spot, and I'm determined, and I don't care who's in front of me, like I'm going to grind to get this spot, that's Quentin Grimes. That's Quentin Grimes, right? And in fact, his name is appropriate. He's grimy. Right? Am I right? He grimy. If in terms of, I'm going to hurt you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to do everything I can to get this spot, that's Quentin Grimes. He grimy. Right? He grimy. In terms of, I am the elder statesman, and I don't have to earn anything, and I can shoot the lights out, and all y'all know it. That's Evan Fournier. That's Evan Fournier, right? So in terms, so what does that tell us? What does that tell us? If Tibbs is going to go by merit in terms of past performance, in terms of I'm a veteran, well, Fournier is going to start. But I'm going to tell you what, I still stick with this. I think Grimes will start. And I'll tell you why Grimes will start. Can you hear Thibodeau say this? This is what I'm going to do a Thibodeau impersonation. Well, there's the defensive side of the ball. There's 2 ways. And then there's the shooting piece. There's that also. And I think Quentin is proven that he can do that. And that he fits well with the group as a team. He fits with the group. So we're going to try Quentin to start out with. I can see that. I can see it. I'm telling you. Hold on. All right. So who should be the starting 2 guard? I'm going to say Quentin Grimes. All right. I'm going to put it Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, or Evan Fournier. Right, I'm going to put it out there. Y'all ready? I'm putting it out there. Putting it out there. So who should be the starting 2 guard? Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, Evan Fournier. Take your pick. Now, I know there's a segment of Knicks Nation, and I can definitely agree with this, that would like to see Cam Reddish start at the 3 and RJ Barrett start at the 2. Right? I think, am I right? Like there's a segment of Knicks Nation, and like I said, I don't disagree with this, that if you're going to start Cam Reddish at the 3, start RJ at the 2 next to Jalen Brunson. And I have to agree, to me, that's your best wing lineup. I ain't going to front it. Jalen Brunson with RJ right next to him, and then Cam Reddish at the 3. I am not going to say that that's crazy. I think that's the best possible move to make. And then when you do that, I think it's best to bring Grimes off the bench, which means, and I think you want to be real about this. If you're going to be real, you got to trade Evan Fournier. You can't have Evan Fournier sitting on the bench at $18 million a year for the next 2 years, playing behind those kids. So you have to trade him. If you're going to go this way, right, you got to trade. Okay, right? So, okay, so now let's think about this. Let's see what we got so far. I think, and it looks like from what y'all are voting, it looks like Grimes is winning. Grimes followed by Reddish is winning the poll. It looks like that's who's winning the poll right now. But that's who's winning the poll. Grimes followed by Reddish. But I think I think most of us agree, and I don't think I need a poll, that if you're going to start your best wing players, you're going to start Cam at the 3 and RJ at the 2. And a couple of reasons why. Jalen Brunson would open up the floor for Cam and for RJ. And you open up the floor for them 2 young brothers, and I'm telling you, it's lights out. It's lights out. Them 2 would light up the NBA. They'd be the best young combination that we've seen in a minute, at those 2 spots, And so I would definitely, Shalom, Brother Ruel. I would think, and this is Keith Turner. You bringing up a good point. Keith Turner bringing up a point. He said people trying to make Fournier sound like a scrub. No, and that's the point. Fournier is not a scrub. As a matter of fact, Fournier is in his prime right now. I would think. I would say at age 30 right now, he's playing He's playing the best basketball of his career right now. Evan Fournier is. But that just goes to show you he's not as good a defender as Grimes. He's not as good a defender as Cam. He doesn't have the athletic ability of Cam. Okay, I'm just saying. He don't have the athletic ability of Cam Reddish. And he's not as good a defender of either of those 2. I will take Cam or Grimes as a defender now, better than Fournier. Fournier is at the top of his game right now as far as a shooter. But to me, he's a better fit off the bench of the Lakers or some other team that wants to win a championship. That to me, I think Fournier fits better on those teams. You get a LeBron or you get somebody like that you can put him next to, or you could Devin Booker can get a spell and have Fournier come in there. That kind of thing right there. You can get a Fournier to help you in that regard. Okay. And so we're not, see, this is the thing. Some of y'all in Knicks Nation get all hyped like either somebody's great or they're a scrub. Fournier's no scrub, but I still think Grimes and Cam are better. And they're not even reaching their potential yet. Fournier is at his prime. Okay. They're in his prime right now. He's a tremendous shooter. And he can also, Fournier plays with a high IQ. And he can play the passing lanes very well defensively. But if you're asking him to rotate quickly, right, or to stay in front of somebody, forget it. It's not going to happen. Okay, forget it. I mean, and somebody had the nerve to tell me that Julius Randle plays with a high IQ. I was like, seriously? Julius Randle is one of the lowest IQ starting power forwards in the NBA. I mean, period. End of story. You can say what you want about him getting rebounds and getting 20-10, but don't come at me with the high IQ Julius Randle. Are you kidding me? Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe if you're interviewing him, he has a high IQ. But on the basketball floor, as a player, he one of the dumbest dudes you see on the court. How many times do we have to see him dribble into double teams, spin into double teams, pass the ball into the corner, then follow into the corner with his hands up looking for the ball, bringing his man with him? Oh, no. Yeah, nobody's disrespecting Fournier, Keith. I'm not saying, nobody's saying he's a scrub now. Like I said, he's in his prime. He can shoot the rock. But I like Grimes and Cam better right now. I'll take Grimes and Cam. I'll take Grimes and Cam all day right now. Okay. So to me, the best lineup is Cam at the 3, RJ at the 2, JB at the point, Mitch Robb at the 5, and Obi at the 4. But that brings me to another point. I didn't see your question, John Mark. I didn't see your question. Sorry, I didn't even see it. The screen is moving fast, my brothers. So I might miss something, man. I'm trying to tell you, I might miss something. The screen is moving fast, man. So I might miss y'all. I'm sorry if I missed that. I missed that, John Mark. Yeah. I'm sorry I missed it, man. But it is moving fast. All right, so yeah, but as far as Fournier, he's really good at playing the passing lanes, especially, he plays the passing lanes well. He does. But if you need him to rotate, and that's the key to one of the keys to great defense, is you got all 5 of your guys rotating on a string, very quickly. He's not good at that. And if you catch him on one-on-one when the ball is swung and he's got to stop his guy from getting to the baseline, that's not going to happen. You can forget it. It's not going to happen. He's going to get beat every single time, okay? So that's where the weakness comes in. Offensively, he could shoot the rock. There's no doubt. I mean, to deny that Fournier is a great shooter is not to have seen him play. There is no doubt Evan Fournier can shoot the lights out. I mean, he dropped 40 at least once last year, and he set the record for threes in the season. And he could catch fire, man. And there's no question he could shoot the lights out. But in terms of the 82-game grind, see, and that's what we're saying. The NBA is an 82-game grind. And I'm saying the Knicks have the ability, even as presently constructed, to win 45 games to me on the bottom side, 45 games on the bottom side. I'm not even going to give them an upside because I don't know. But 45 games on the bottom side. You got to have the team that could do that on the 82-game grind. And to me, that's Cam at the 3, RJ at the 2. If you're going to do it that way, if you're going to do it right. Okay, yeah, Fournier could shoot. But I think if you're looking, if I was to describe an NBA player and I said to you, he doesn't have the athletic ability to play high-level NBA defense, but he can shoot the lights out. He plays with a high IQ. I think you would agree that's a guy you want coming off your bench. That's not a guy you want starting. Okay? That's a guy you want coming off your bench. See? So I'm saying, to me, Cam, RJ, and JB would be your starting between point guard and wing. But let's be realistic. That probably is not going to happen. Tibbs is going to play RJ at the 3. You don't even have to think about it because he don't like to innovate too much. You're asking Tibbs to innovate. He's going to play RJ at the 3, right? And I don't know what he's going to do at the 2, but I feel like he'll start Quentin Grimes. Like some of you see, who should be starting at 2 guard? 60% of 108 votes say Quentin Grimes should start at the 2. And I think as much as I'd like RJ to start at the 2 and Cam to start at the 3, realistically, I'm telling y'all, I think it's going to be Grimes. I think Grimes is going to start at the 2. I would be surprised if Grimes weren't starting at the 2. Okay. Somebody I heard, I think it was Bill Pito, and I like Bill Pito. I like the guys at the MSG Network. I like the guys and the ladies at MSG Network, especially Monica McNutt, but that's a separate thing. But I like the dudes at the MSG Network. But Pito said something, and this is the kind of thing that drives me crazy. Pito said, we don't know what Grimes has, right? Here's what he said. He said, we know what Evan Fournier has. We don't know what Grimes has. Now, my answer to that would be, we will never know what he has until he plays. Yeah, Monica McNutt. And she knows her basketball too. She's a bad girl, and she knows her basketball too. She does. But anyway, aside from that. Yeah, you got me thinking about that equipment, and I forgot what I was going to say. No, what I'm saying is, Pito was like, we don't know what Grimes has, so we can't start him. Like, that's terrible logic. Can the kid play or can he? Okay, can the kid play or can he? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's right, Ruel. So The boy could play. He's already shown in spurts, if given time, he could play. So to me, you start him now while he's on his rookie deal, and you get the most out of him while he's on his rookie deal. So you got 3 more seasons of Grimes in the rookie deal, right? So you start him, and stop wasting time playing $18 million for a guy that ain't your long-term plan. And that's the thing about Evan Fournier. He's not the long-term plan at the 2. He's not. Okay. So realistically, I'm thinking it's going to be JB, Grimes, and RJ. But I'd rather it be JB, RJ, and Cam Reddish. I'd rather that. Okay. But we got to see how this happens. Okay. So, but that's, so I mean, what do y'all think? Let me just, thanks for the love, man. I appreciate the love. So we got this one, 124 votes, and Quentin Grimes is your starting 2 guard according to Knicks Nation. So here's another one. All right. So wing combinations. All right. Wing combos. That's what I'm going to call them. It's not wing combos, and this ain't chicken wings. So we're going to say Cam, RJ. Okay. RJ. Wing combos. We're going to say Cam, Grimes, and we're going to add. No, I think it can't be Cam Grimes. It's going to be RJ Grimes. RJ Grimes, and then it's going to be RJ, because we know RJ is starting, so we're not even going to mess with that. Fournier. Okay, RJ Fournier. All right. So we got RJ Cam, RJ Grimes, or RJ Fournier. These are our possible wing starters. Okay, tell me who you want. I prefer Cam RJ, but I think realistically it's going to be RJ Grimes. I know some people think Fournier is going to start, and I can't argue with you based on what Shifty Lee. What's up, Peace, man? And I can't argue with you based on Tibbs's history. But what causes me to believe Grimes is going to start is what Ian Begley reported. And some of y'all, Blair V says Swing Cash is way more knowledgeable than Monica. I wouldn't compare them like that. I think they both are either good or not. I think both of them know basketball. Swing Cash knows basketball. Monica McNutt knows basketball. Both of them know basketball. And, both of them pretty easy on the eyes, too. Hang on, friend. Them sisters looking good, man. Okay. To me, the female that I've seen that's the best knowledgeable as far as basketball that I love hearing do a game is Doris Burke. And, Doris Burke is the best, to me. She knows the game. She announces it well as the Carla analyst. I love Doris Burke now. And obviously it ain't got nothing to do with what she looked like. Just saying. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But as far as knowing the game and doing the game, I like listening to Doris Burke, man. She's good. She's really good. I like listening to her. And so I like listening to any game she's doing. Okay. But as far as the combination of the looks and the knowledge, I'm taking Monica McNutt. I'm taking Monica McNutt in a landslide. But let's go forward. All right. Now, Raphael asks a good question. I caught your question, Raphael. Raphael asks a good question. What's the question? Do you think Deuce will get minutes? Now, here's the second battle. So we talked about, I know Shabazz telling me stop it. All right, Malik, I'm going to stop. All right, Malik, I'm going to stop. I promise I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop right now. All right. See, it's me. It's not fair. You ain't helping me. All right. All right. So look. Now there's going to be a battle. I'm going to tell you right now. It's not automatic between IQ and Deuce. Now it's automatic with D Rose. Okay, it's automatic with D Rose. If D Rose is on the roster, D Rose is your first guard coming off the bench. I mean, can we agree with that? I think that's the case. If D Rose is on the roster, he's your first guard coming off the bench. Okay. Now, um, let's assume for the sake of argument that Grimes starts at the 2 and RJ at the 3. So you're going to still have Cam Reddish. You're going to still have Evan Fournier, and you're going to have, then you're going to have Derrick Rose. That's going to push. And see, then there's a battle between Emmanuel Quickly and Deuce McBride. Now, here's another thing. Listen to me, Knicks Nation. I want to get y'all serious opinion on this. Can y'all hear me? Just type a 1 if you can hear me, because I know there's a delay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Type a 1 on this, because I need y'all opinion on this. All right, I need y'all opinion on this for real. I need your opinion on this. I need your opinion on this. Do y'all think that Mark Berman is Tom Thibodeau's mouthpiece on the DL? Do y'all think that on the DL, Mark Berman is really speaking for Tom Thibodeau? What y'all think? Yeah, I think so too. In fact, I'm gonna do a poll on that one too. Wait, so most of y'all into Cam, RJ, me too. All right, I'm gonna do a poll on that one. Let me end this other poll. So for 98 votes, Cam, RJ wins landslide. I agree with y'all. I ain't gonna front, but let's see. All right, here's another. It's a fun poll. Is is Berman Tibbs's mouthpiece? Like, is Berman really speaking for Tibbs when he reports stuff? What y'all think? Is Berman really speaking for Tibbs when he reports stuff? Is he? Is he really speaking for Thibodeau? Because I think he is. I think a lot of times what Berman is expressing is what Tom Thibodeau is telling him to say. I think so. That's just me. That's me. I think so. That's why I'm asking Knicks Nation. I need y'all opinion. And some of y'all, a lot of y'all saying no, but he don't rip him. He just be joking with Mark. He don't be serious with Mark Berman. He be joking with him in the press conference. He's always joking with him. And Berman knows it. They friends. They've actually said, Berman said, me and Tom been friends for 20 years. He said that earlier this year. Some of y'all remember that? I forgot whose pod he was on, but Berman said that me and Tibbs been friends for 20 years since he was an assistant with the Knicks. Okay. So, yeah, I think so, Felicia. So, why do I bring that up? Because did you hear what Berman said about Deuce McBride? Did y'all get that clip on SNY about what Berman said about Deuce McBride? Did y'all catch that? What he said? He said that Tom really doesn't think of Emmanuel Quickly as a starting point guard, but he's more of a backup 2 guard. And he said that Deuce is a pure point guard and that he'd like to see Deuce get more minutes. Did y'all see that? I saw it. I mean, I put it out on Twitter that Tom would really like to see Deuce. Well, Berman said, I'd really like to see Deuce get more minutes. Yeah. Ruel. See, Ruel said it the way I see it. Ian is MSG's plug, but in terms of Thibodeau's plug, it's Berman. That's what I see that. That's what I'm talking about. So in terms of Thibodeau's expressing his desires to us in Knicks Nation through the media, it's Berman. In terms of the MSG expressing their desire through the media, it's Ian Begley. I'm totally agreeing with that. And even Ian Begley said that the Knicks do not see Emmanuel Quickly as a starting point guard, that they see him as a scorer off the bench. Even Begley said that. So Begley has said it and Berman said it, which to me, those two witnesses tell me that the front office at least is thinking in terms of Emmanuel Quickly that he's a 6th man or he's a guy off the bench, right? But it leaves the question, what happens to Deuce McBride? So I don't see, and this is the thing, realistically, Deuce might not get no time, but then, again, let's talk about the training camp battle. That's going to be a battle between D. Rose, Deuce McBride, And thank you for the 999 super chat. Goya Avaman, B Goya Avaman. Thank you that. I appreciate that. But in terms of D Rose, Deuce McBride, and Emmanuel Quickly, that would be a fierce training camp battle. Them three people, well, not young people, because D Rose not that young, but I'm saying that would be a battle. Now, it would really be between IQ and Deuce, because I think we can all agree D Rose is going to get his minutes. If D Rose is on the roster, he's going to get his minutes. There's no doubt. You can't, I mean, no matter what you want to think or what you hoping, if Tom Thibodeau's the coach and D Rose is healthy, he's going to get his minutes. Okay? Okay, he's going to get his minutes. Now, let's talk about, so somebody asked, well, is Deuce going to get minutes? I don't know. It doesn't look good. I will tell you that. Unless they trade Derrick Rose, it doesn't look good. If they trade Derrick Rose, yes, he would get minutes. Definitely, he would get minutes. And that's why I'm saying we got to see what happens. I thought something would happen between last Sunday and today, or maybe this coming week. But before training camp, I thought something would happen. I still kind of think so, but I don't know. They got to make a move, because I don't know what you're going to do. You stacked at the wing. You're stacked. You're overloaded at the wing. And if you're going to sit Deuce McBride, you're fine at point guard. If you're not going to sit Deuce McBride, you're stacked at point guard, because you got McBride, IQ, and Rose. IQ is more of a 2, so I don't know how they're going to do it. But that's another thing. Now, let's talk about Obi Toppin. If Julius Randle is on the squad, he starts at the 4. Can we agree with that? Whether we like it or not. If Julius Randle is on the roster come opening camp, he's starting at the 4. There's no, you can't, that's it. Okay, there's no other. I don't even want him on the team, but I have to agree. I have to admit, if Julius Randle is on the roster come training camp, he's starting at the 4. Pencil him in. That's it. He's done. Nah, I don't think he should, but that's another story. It don't matter what I think, because he's going to start at the 4. That's what I'm saying. I don't like arguing about stuff that don't matter. It don't matter what I think. He starts at the 4. Okay. But what happens to Obi Toppin? What happens to Obi Toppin? Okay, what happens to Obi Toppin? Some people say, well, he should start at the 3 with RJ at the 2. Some people say that he should start at 3 and RJ at the 2. I'll be honest with you, as much as I love Obi Toppin, if you're asking me, if you're not starting RJ Barrett at the 3, you should start Cam Reddish at the 3. If you're going to do it that way now. If you're not going to start RJ Barrett at the 3, I'm putting Cam Reddish at the 3. I'm not starting Obi Toppin at the 3. Obi's a natural 4. And to me, if you're going to take him out of position like that, you're going to hurt him, because he's not going to look as good at the 3 as he does at the 4. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to look as good at the 3 as he does at the 4. So I would rather have him start at the 4, but he's not going to start at the 4. If Randall's on the team, he's not starting at the 4. Randall's, pencil that in. You could book that. That's a 100% bet. Randall would be starting at the 4 if he's on the roster. There's no doubt. And I don't even want him, but I'm just telling you that's going to happen. That's the real deal. Thank you, Mike K, for the $5. Hopefully they trade a bit into the season when trade values change. Other teams develop. DR and EF and JR can go, and the team would be fine. That's Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, and Julius Randle can go. Yes, the team would be fine. Thank you, Twin. If D Rose wasn't the factor, IQ and Deuce would be a deadly backcourt. I would 100%. They've already shown that they can play well together. They did that in Houston last year. Y'all remember that game in Houston before Deuce got COVID. Before Deuce got COVID, they played in Houston. They was rocking, okay? They would rock together, no doubt. No doubt. They would rock, okay? But that's, right now, I don't know. I don't know if they'll stay put. I have to admit, it looks like they will, but I don't want to say for sure, because we never know. In the NBA, listen, one thing in the NBA, brethren, I think we understand, they may not report unless they want to make a headline, but there's calls being made every day. I mean, y'all understand that, right? GMs are making calls. President of basketball operations, they're making calls every single day. Okay, everybody's doing that. They're always taking calls and making calls. Everybody's doing it. Okay, so there are calls being made. Now, whether something happens, I don't know. See, I'd like to see something happen. Like my man Mark just said, was it Mark? What was it? Let me get his name. Mike K just said, like I said, I still believe 2 out of those 3, Julius Randle, Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, I still believe 2 out of those 3 would probably go to a contender. We're going to see what happens, though, because I think you need to play Cam, you need to play Grimes, you need to play Deuce, and So in the poll, 70% of y'all believe Berman is the mouthpiece for Tibbs. I believe that too. I do believe that. I ain't gonna front. Especially when he said they've been friends 20 years. And Tom was always joking with him. Yeah, I think that's the case. Now, Ron Brown says Randall's going to pout and sulk all season. I hope you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong, Ron Browns, because of how he acted last year. But I can say I hope you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping he actually, shows himself a man on the court, mans up, and, takes his spot as the third option. That's what I hope he does. Takes his spot as the third option. I hope he does that. I really do hope so, because I would hate to see a repeat of last year. And not only that, I think we can agree, if Randall comes out with a bad attitude, he's going to get booed at MSG. One thing about MSG and Knicks Nation at MSG, they don't put up with that, right? I mean, right? So if he comes out with a bad attitude at MSG, he is going to get booed. Last year, they were yelling R.J. Barrett when Randall was on the free throw line. They were yelling R.J. Barrett. Y'all remember that? And he was getting booed at MSG, man. And so I don't know how this. Well, let me tell you something. Let's not discount this possibility. It is entirely possible. Listen now. I know you don't, and I'm not a big Randall fan, but it's entirely possible that he can return to his all-star form this year. It's entirely possible. If he comes out as a third option and plays that role, keeps his mouth shut and does his job, he can come back to form. He could do it. And if he does, that's good for the Knicks. I mean, it's not good for Obi, but it's good for the Knicks. So he could totally turn around this year. And the thing is, that's the thing about you. We've said this. I've said this repeatedly. It's all right here. So you don't know what you're going to get. If he comes out the gate and he's jovial and he's happy and he's willing to take the back seat to RJ and Jalen Brunson, and he's willing to take the third option, and he's willing to play basketball and get rid of it out of double teams and all of that, and to stop dribbling it up and start cutting to the basket a little bit. I know it's a lot of ifs. But if he does all of that, man, the Knicks could be good. The Knicks could be really good if he does that. Because a few weeks ago, somebody put up an analysis of the Knicks with Randall. And one of the things some of y'all noticed it, he'll pass the ball into a corner and don't cut to the basket and stand out there still looking for the ball back. And why do I mention that? Because if he passed it and did a hard cut like Obi does and cut to the basket, he would create more space for himself and his teammates. He would create more backdoor opportunities, but he doesn't. He passes the ball and he stays out there and he goes like this. Or he saunters and he doesn't sprint. Obi passes the ball or hands it off on a weave and he's sprinting. And he's looking for the back door right away. Randall doesn't do that. And that is a problem. That's a problem for the offense right there. Now, that's up to Thibodeau, which I don't have, and I know y'all don't have the confidence he's going to say anything, but that's up to Thibodeau to decide whether he's going to let that continue. Right? Right. See, and then what he'll do, he'll pass the ball in the corner and then jog over to the corner looking for the ball back, bringing his man with him and taking a shooting opportunity away from the guy he just passed to. So we'll have to see. But if he's on the team, come training camp, he's your starting four. There's no question. There's no battle. There's nothing. He's your starting power forward. Okay, period. End of story. I don't know how Obi will feel about that. I don't know how Obi would approach that. I don't know what he would say. Obi's a really good kid, as y'all. I think we can all agree. Obi's got the best attitude of just about anybody on the Knicks, and he brings a positive energy and light when he's out there. He does. He's really positive. He supports all his teammates. He brings a good energy with him when he comes to the floor. He runs the floor like a daggone gazelle, and when he gets minutes, he's shown he can perform offensively. He can, and defensively too. So I'm wondering how he'll react. I don't think he would make a public display of disaffection. As if it, on the other foot, if it was Randall coming off the bench for Obi, Randall would have attitude for days, right? Randall would have attitude. If Randall was coming off the bench for Obi, he would have attitude for days. But Obi will not do that. He's much better as far as a team dude than Julius Randle is. So, but I'm just saying, realistically, with the present construction, I'm seeing Brunson, Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. That as presently constructed, that's your starting five. Off your bench, I'm seeing Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose. Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose, Hartenstein, and Obi Toppin. That's a dynamic, but you know what? That's a dynamic Mobb Deep right there. Think of this Mobb Deep now. There's Mobb Deep would be Derrick Rose. Oh, shoot. See, Pudge Nice asked a question. What about IQ? And quickly, that's right. Fred Wong asked. Russell Reed asked. What about quickly? So let me ask you. You got Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, Isaiah Hartenstein, IQ, and Obi Toppin. There's 6 guys. Who's the odd man out? So y'all saying Cam? That'll be hard, man. Talent-wise, you tell. See, I don't know. That's hard because Fournier's got to be there. Derrick Rose is going to be there. Okay, period. Derrick Rose is going to be there. So you telling me, some of y'all are saying Cam is the odd man out. Okay. So so hold on. If these 6 are on the bench, y'all are saying, most of y'all are telling me Cam is the odd man out. And I'm not going to disagree with you based on the way Tibbs has done things, which tells you what? Somebody got to be traded. Correct? I mean, that tells you if you're not going to play Cam Reddish, who you just spent a first-round pick to get. You spent a first-round pick to get him. If you're not going to play him, you got to trade him and see if you can get a first-round pick, or you're going to trade Fournier. But you can't have all 6 because somebody's out. So let's go over that again. Let's go over it again. Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. Okay. Obi's coming off the bench behind Randle. There's no doubt. Isaiah Hartenstein is signed for $16 million to come off the bench behind Mitch Rob. I still see Cam coming off the bench for RJ at the 3. At the 2 is where the question mark comes in. It's Fournier or it's Emmanuel Quickly. And I'm telling you, if it's Thibodeau, it's going to be Fournier. At the point, it's going to be Derrick Rose. It's going to be Derrick Rose. Now, if you want to see Fournier, you want to see Quickly get time, you got to trade Derrick Rose. Because otherwise, that's Derrick Rose's spot right there, the backup point guard. That's Derrick Rose's spot. Well, I don't know. If it was me, I'd have Cam coming in behind RJ. Yeah, and I'm saying, Felicia said, no way Tibbs not playing IQ. And I hear you, Felicia. So who is sitting? Is it Cam sitting? Is Cam going to sit? Okay, well, here's another poll. I feel a poll coming on. Here's a poll, Knicks Nation. Who is the odd man out? And I'm going to say, is it Fournier? Is it IQ? Is it Cam? Who's the odd man out? Now, I'm not even putting Deuce in here because I know he wouldn't be getting no time. But I'm thinking between these 3, Who's the odd man out between these three? Who's the odd man out, Knicks Nation? Who is going to be benched so that the other two guys can play? Who's going to be benched? Not what you want, what's going to really happen. Talk to me about what you really think is going to happen. What's Tibbs going to do? What is Tibbs going to do? I mean, what is he going to do? Yeah, I agree. I agree with some of y'all saying it is crazy. It is crazy. I ain't going to front with y'all. It's crazy. It's for real crazy. Let me see. What's the poll? It's a tight one. This is a tight race between Fournier and Cam. Everybody believes that IQ is going to play. All right. I ain't going to front with y'all. I'm not going to front. I think y'all right. Y'all could be right about that. But somebody's got to sit. He only plays 9 guys. Somebody's got to sit. And we're talking 10 as it is. We're talking 10. Now, let's talk about locks. Obi is a lock to back up. Can we agree? Obi Toppin is a lock to back up Julius Randle at the 4. Can we agree on that? Obi's a lock. Okay, he's a lock to back up Julius Randle at the 4. Isaiah Hartenstein is a lock to back up Mitch Robb at the 5 spot. He's a lock. After that, I can't tell you what's going to happen. Those two are locks. Like if Julius Randle is starting at the 4, it's a lock. Obi Toppin is coming behind him at the 4. There's no way we need to even discuss that. And Hartenstein was signed 2 years, $16 million to back up the $60 million Mitchell Robinson. That's a lock. He's coming in at the 5. What we don't know is the other 3 positions. Who comes in behind Well, put it this way. I think can we say this? If Derrick Rose is on the team, he is a lock behind Jalen Brunson. Can we say that? Can we agree, Knicks Nation? If Derrick Rose is on the roster, he's a lock. He's coming in behind Jalen Brunson. I don't think we even need to discuss that. If he's on the roster now and he's healthy and Jalen Brunson's your starting point guard, forget it. He is a lock. So now you've got Rose, Toppin, Hartenstein. That's 3 of your 5 mob deep right there. So what happens next? Is it Fournier? Is it Cam? Is it Quick? Well, let me see what y'all telling me. Let's look at the poll. Ooh, it's 45-45. Fournier and Cam. It's a daggone toss-up. Daggone. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Woo, I don't know about Evan being a lock superstar. I don't know about that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm just telling you realistically. You remember when they were talking about the Brunson Fournier issue, and this is Ian Begley, so you know Ian Begley speaking for MSG. Ian Begley said that people in the front office had an issue with a Fournier Brunson backcourt. That man, look, that's it right there. That should tell you. Fournier ain't starting. And he also went on to say, did y'all hear that? He went on to say there's going to be changes to the starting lineup. Didn't he say that? Some of y'all heard that. Didn't you? Some of y'all hear? I wasn't the only one that heard that. He said there were Knicks organization people that had an issue with a Fournier Brunson backcourt and that there would be changes to the starting lineup. It ain't going to be Randle. Randle ain't sitting. Mitch Robb ain't sitting. And RJ ain't sitting. Jalen Brunson ain't sitting. So now you just got one guy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's going to be Grimes. Okay, put the link on the chat. Let me find it. I got to find it for y'all. Let me find it. Hold on. Let me find it. I'm going to find it for y'all right now. Pull it up right now. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Got it right here. Got it right here. Let me put it. Let me hook y'all up with it. Let me hook y'all up with it. I'm gonna put it right. I'm gonna put it. You're gonna do better than putting it in the description box. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Here, y'all. Here, y'all. Feed. There it is, right there. There it is, right there. Now you tell me. That's what it says right there. How long did that take me to find? 30 seconds? I'm telling you. So the Knicks have a problem with a Fournier Brunson backcourt. And he said in that thing I just gave you, he said there's going to be changes to the starting lineup. No Fournier, no defense, Cam, limited availability. There you go, 21.89. That's a lot. I mean, you can't front. I mean, Cam has not been the most available young man in the last 4 years. Can't front. He's not been the most available dude. Okay? So, yeah, there it is right there. I done gave it to you. So that's what it said. Hey, that's not true, Fournier. You know, starter period. Look at the tweet. What y'all? Why y'all ignoring Ian Begley? Y'all should know better than to ignore Ian Begley. Don't ignore Ian Begley. Ian Begley tell y'all what's going on and what they thinking. That's what they thinking. Okay. Oh, what the link say? Okay, it says. All right, hold on. Let me say. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up here. Let me see if I can.
Maybe continuing to look to move Fournier and figuring something out.
Oh, here you go. Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear this?
Let's say the Knicks sign.
Can y'all hear that?
Like we all expect. What's the next move in your eyes?
Well, I think that, in talking to some teams around the league, I think that some people in the organization have a concern about the Evan Fournier, Jalen Brunson backcourt. So I think you look at that because I think you look at Evan Fournier. Does he then come off the bench, and what would the Knicks do with their backcourt if they feel like the Fournier-Brunson backcourt would not work? And there is, I think, some concern internally about that. So where do you go from there? Does that mean Quentin Grimes moves into a starting role? Does that mean the Knicks take a aggressive play at DeJounte Murray in San Antonio? Because Murray, according to Bleacher Report, the Spurs are looking for several first-round picks. The Knicks have that in their cupboard here, so they can satisfy that. I don't know what else San Antonio will be looking for, but it's clear that they are playing for the future. They're playing the long game. They want to stockpile draft picks. The Knicks have those, so the Knicks could be aggressive there with Murray, but something has got to be done there. I think in the backcourt, whether it's Fournier coming off the bench, the Knicks may be continuing to look to move Fournier and figuring something out. But to me, that's one of the next moves here.
All right. Did Ian say what we just heard, or did I make that up? Did Ian say what we just heard, or did I make that up? Huh? Did he just say it? See? Okay. So I am telling y'all right now, I trust Ian Begley, Shams, and Rhodes. I trust Ian Begley, Shams, and Rhodes. And I think we already agreed that Berman is Tibbs' mouthpiece. And I think a lot of us believe that Ian Begley is the Knicks organizational front piece, right? I mean, right? That they leak stuff to Ian that they want to get out there to let y'all know what they feeling. Is that correct? Y'all feeling me on that? Because I think that's the case too. Because Beggs be real accurate in his what he says. His stuff ain't no BS. He be accurate. Okay, so he just told you they don't want Fournier starting beside Jalen Brunson. They just told you that. Okay, now he even said what they're gonna do with Fournier, I don't know. They're gonna trade him, I don't know. But I'm telling you, Grimes is starting. I would start Cam with RJ. We all agree with that. But Grimes is starting. I'm telling you, Grimes is starting at the 2. Okay, unless Grimes plays so badly in camp or he gets hurt that you won't see him start. But if he's healthy and he comes to camp as we've been seeing him play and we've been seeing him attack, Grimes is starting. Okay, Grimes is starting. See, so there you go. I gave you the very quote from the horse's mouth. There you have it. So with that being the case, who's the odd man out? Is it Fournier? Is it Cam? Who's the odd man out? So most of y'all are telling me it's Fournier. 111 votes, very close between Fournier and Cam. And I can't front. That is going to be close. It's going to be close because I don't know what the Knicks as an organization want. Do you want? I think they, in a way, want to move Fournier, but I don't know how much confidence they have in Cam Reddish. I believe they should give Cam Reddish a shot. They should give him a shot to see what he could do this year. I say they should give him a legit shot. And if you trade Fournier, you have a Cam, RJ, Grimes rotation on the wing. And then I'm telling you, I like the way that looks. Even if you don't start Cam Reddish, you tell me you give me a Cam, Grimes, RJ rotation on the 3 and 2 spot. I'm liking that. Russell Reed, thank you for the $9.99. Problem is Tibbs' lack of flexibility. Yep, he cannot innovate with his rotational scheme and flex from night to night. We need to assess what we have among our youth. Fournier is a logjam. I agree with that, Russell Reed. Now, that's why I'm believing they might move Fournier, because that is Leon Rose helping Tibbs out. Really, that's what it is. That's Leon Rose helping Tibbs, because you will have a rotation of these young wings. And man, I'm telling you, I'm very confident that if all of those kids are healthy, if Cam can stay healthy, there's nobody on the Knicks that has more athletic and talent, basketball talent than Cam Reddish. I'm telling you, I will argue that till the cows come home. Cam Reddish has the most natural ability of any basketball player on the Knicks roster right now. There's nobody that, to me, as far as basketball ability, no. The question is, can he stay healthy? That's the question. Can he stay healthy? Okay, that's the question. Is Cam with Clutch Sports, Punch Nights? Who else on the Knicks is with Clutch Sports? Who else is being represented by Clutch on the Knicks? Anybody know? I don't know. I'm just asking. Who else is being, let me see. I'm going to find this right now. Let's see. I'm going to find out right now. I'm going to tell you. Let me see. Who on the Knicks roster is represented by Clutch Sports? All right, let's see. Oh, they give you the whole league of dudes. I ain't trying to get the whole league. I'm just trying to find what Knicks are represented by these cats. Let me see. In the NBA, I'm looking to see what Knicks we got here. I'm looking through. I don't see many Knicks. I don't see no Knicks. What Knicks are being represented by Clutch Sports? Some of y'all say Cam Reddish. Are you sure? Because I don't see him here. I don't see him here at all. I see Terrence Ross. They're in alphabetical order. Terrence Ross is the only R I see represented by Clutch Sports. Some of y'all know, I mean, for real. Yeah, I don't see anybody on the Knicks represented by Clutch. Who represents Cam Reddish is what we really want to know. All right, hold on. Let's find out. Who is Cam Reddish's agent? I'm going to find out right now. Agent. Who is Cam Reddish's agent? That's what we want to find out. Who is he represented by? Oh, they just signed. Oh, they signed him a year ago. They don't have him on this list in Wikipedia. They've been upset. So Clutch Sports represents Cam Reddish. Okay. Omar Wilkes of Clutch Sports. Omar Wilkes is his name. That's Cam Reddish's agent. Omar Wilkes is the guy's name. He works for Clutch Sports. So is Sims too? It's me? Okay. Okay. So Sims and Cam are represented by Clutch. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, isn't LeBron and AD represented by Clutch? Isn't LeBron and AD represented by Clutch Sports? Am I correct in that? Isn't LeBron and AD represented by Clutch? Yeah, okay. I can see a possible Laker move for Cam, if that's the case. Yeah, I can see a Laker move for Cam. Oh, Rich Paul is Clutch. Okay, that tells you everything you need to know. Okay, so I could see a Laker move for Cam based on that. Because if LeBron wants him, that means he's going to play. And he's in the contract year. And I told y'all before, we talked about this before. If you're Cam Reddish and you can definitely get starters minutes or heavy rotation minutes next to LeBron James, and you're Cam, and you're going to try to get paid in 2023, you got to try to do that. Now, many of y'all were saying how Cam came out publicly and said he didn't want to get traded. And he's not trying to get traded. And he spent all summer in the Knicks facility. But listen, Cam is not the type. Really, we already know he's not that type to come make his stuff public. He's not going to air dirty laundry like that. He's not going to do that. Okay. So, of course, he would deny that. And he would, to end all speculation, spend all summer in Tarrytown working on his game. But that does not mean he don't want to go to play with LeBron and the Lakers. Now, if they were going to, what would we have to do? Cam and Fournier for Westbrook? That won't work. That's not going to work. That's not enough. You'd have to send more. You have to send more. Go look at the y'all need to look at the look at the trade machine. You got to send more. In fact, I'm gonna put it in the trade machine right now. I'm gonna tell you right now that's not gonna work. You need more salary going out, because if you did that, that's only 24 million going out, and you got 47 million coming back. That's not gonna work, y'all. I'm telling you right now. You need more. Hang on, let me see. I'm gonna add these two teams. I'm putting it on the trade machine right now. Let's put the Knicks. And let's put the Lakers. I tell you, I like the Knicks Lakers dealing with each other than the Knicks Utah and Lakers and slime back Utah. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. Let's put Cam Reddish and let's put Evan Fournier, and let's do that for Westbrook. That's not going to work. No, that trade doesn't work. The Knicks need to cut 17 million more. The Knicks need to send out 17 million more, y'all, in order for that to work. That doesn't work. So who's the 17 million? Imana says Derrick Rose. Well, let's take a look. If we added Rose to that, let's say we added Derrick Rose to that. Let's try that. That trade works. So Westbrook and the number one for Fournier, Rose, and Cam Reddish, that's a winning formula as far as the trade. That works. So Westbrook goes to New York. He gets bought out. And then you have Cam, Fournier, and Derrick Rose going to the Lakers. Mike K is right. We would want to get two first, but that's not going to happen. We will get one. Let's be realistic about it. The Don will probably settle for one number one and a couple of second round picks. They'll get one number one and a couple of second round picks. That's what they'll get. No, we don't need Kendrick Nunn. That's just going to complicate stuff. Why are we trying to complicate? We're trying to unclog stuff, man. You're making it more, you're adding, you're like a dude that's constipated and you're starting to eat cheese. You can't, you don't eat cheese when you're constipated. You understand? So you're already constipated and you added none. No, we don't need to do that. No. We're trying to unclog, you know what I'm saying? We need that milk of magnesia, you know what I'm saying? We need to get rid of stuff, you know what I'm saying? We're not trying to clog up the system. We're trying to cleanse the sanctuary. You hear what I'm saying? We're not trying to clog the sanctuary, we're trying to cleanse it. Okay. We need the fiber, you know what I'm saying? So no, we can't be taking back stuff that's gonna clog the sanctuary. You mean you'll be taking back cheese when you're constipated. You understand? You can't take back cheese when you're constipated. What you doing? Talking about Kevin like none. We don't need that. We're trying to get rid of stuff. Okay. So let's move on. So anyway, that works. Okay, that works. You send Fournier with Derrick Rose, and let me tell you why the Lakers would do that. Because Cam is a young talent, and he's with Clutch. We've already established that, right? So Cam is with Rich Paul and Clutch Sports. He's a young talent. He's 23, right? We understand that. Derrick Rose is an expiring contract, so he opens up cap space. They'd be sending out 40. Let me look at it again. They'd be sending out 47 million and only taking back 38 million. So they would save right there 18 million in taxes because they're paying double. So they would save $18 million in taxes in this trade. So they would want to do that. Rose is an expiring contract. Okay. Rose is expiring. And then you got a shooter. And Evan Fournier. 21.89. Again, my brother. Thanks for this $5 super chat. Personally, I'm betting Cam has gotten fit and bounces back like Mitch Rob. No D Fournier's a waste spot. I would take that risk. Chips are down. Yes, but you got to think of it from both sides. If you're the Lakers and you're sending Westbrook to the Knicks, what do you want? Okay. You know Cam Reddish is a Clutch Sports client. And LeBron wants him. So come on, let's be real. LeBron wants him. You know that Don likes his first round picks. We'd be getting that. And then you're going to talk about moving Fournier. So you're moving Fournier and Cam, and you need another player. The only guy that's going to have that spot fit is Derrick Rose. Okay, that's it. That's a straight up deal. Rose, Fournier, Cam Reddish for Russell Westbrook. That works. And so I would not mind that deal going down, much as I love Cam Reddish and we want him to start for the Knicks. We know that realistically is not going to happen. Okay. Now, let's talk about this. Let's take this fantasy. And I don't think it's an NBA 2K fantasy because it makes sense. But let's take this fantasy one step further, Knicks Nation. So let's assume Oh, Derrick Rose live in LA. Ah, there you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. D Rose and his nice equipment that he got with him. He got some nice equipment with him too, man. I don't know if you've seen Derrick Rose's equipment, but that's just a okay. Okay. I told Malik I was gonna stop, so let me stop. But let's assume for the sake of argument that Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish, and Evan Fournier go to Derrick Rose. Cam Reddish and Evan Fournier go to the Lakers for a 2027 first round pick. Now, wait. So now the Knicks got all of these first round picks. We got 2023, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 and 27, 28 and 29. That's 7. Plus they still got the 4. And I'm telling you, the Milwaukee pick is going to convey. I would be surprised if the Washington pick doesn't convey. Those two are going to convey. So you're going to have all these first round picks. In 2 years, you'll be in the running for some real talent. Like in 2 years, Luka could probably opt out if he wants to. Zion could opt out if he wants to. Who else we talking? We talked about LaMelo Ball. In 2 years, the Knicks would have so much draft capital. We would be able to do something, y'all. We'd be able to do something. Now, Giannis ain't leaving Milwaukee. Giannis done won a chip. Once he has won a chip in Milwaukee, you know Giannis getting ready. I'm telling you right now, Giannis getting ready to have a statue made for him in Milwaukee. So he ain't leaving there. He got his girl there. He got his, his kid is there, and his brothers are there, and they just loving the Bucks. They loving the Bucks, so they're gonna be there. He ain't going to. But I ain't gonna put past Zion or Luka or LaMelo. And we're gonna have all of these picks. We're gonna have all of these picks. We're gonna have to see what happens. But what I'm saying to y'all is I ain't saying that anything definite is going to happen. Don't take me wrong. But what I'm saying is the Knicks will be flexible enough to make a deal happen if it was available. You hear what I'm saying? I'm not saying who or what. What I'm saying to you, though, is they would be in a flexible position to make something happen. They would be. Not only that, we signed RJ, right? So his contract starts, I think they said at 30 or 27 or something like that. And we would have created 47 million with Westbrook. So you still got 20 million. Plus, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'd be in good shape. We'd be in good shape. I'm just saying, we'd be in good shape in 2 years. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can't look at next summer. Let's look at 2 years, 2 seasons with the crew we got. And let's see what happens, man. Because at that point, we'd be bumping on that 6th seed, trying to get that second round and get knocked off in the second round. And we need that one dude that will get us over the top, that steroid dude that will cause us to be the champ, right? And that's 2 years from now. So, yeah, we're going to see what happens. Now, to me, I think Pudge Nice, I think we have really come up with something, Knicks Nation. I think the Fournier, Derrick Rose, Cam Reddish for Russell Westbrook in a first, I think that works. But we got to see, does LA really want to do that? We got to see, because they're going to have to give up a first rounder. They're going to have to give up a number 1 and probably a number 2 from the Don. He ain't playing that. He's going to want to take more. He's one of these dudes also. He's going to want more. But he's dealing with Rob Pelinka, who's also was an agent, and Rob Pelinka ain't having it either. So we got to see what happens here. But I think that's a good bet. I'm not going front. I think that's a good bet. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to see how this works out. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. This is going to be fun. If Tibbs don't act right, he won't be the Knicks coach past the end this season. If he gonna act a stupid fool like he did last year, he would not make it past midseason. I don't think so. Okay, and that would be, we'd have to really get a coach that we're gonna keep for 2 more seasons, and I think Johnny Bryant would be that dude. But we'll see what happens. I love Mark Jackson. I love Kenny Atkinson, but I think the Knicks want to stay in house with this, that's the style they're trying to do. Stay in house. I think Johnny Bryant would be that dude that they would go for. But we'll see. But Knicks Nation, it's been fun. We was on for a minute. I'm glad y'all was here. I got an appointment with some peaches and some grapes and blueberries. And then later on with some chicken. I got an appointment. I got an appointment. And so we get ready to do this thing right here. All right, we get ready to do this thing. But I want to thank y'all. It was been always fun with Knicks Nation. Now I'm thinking, honestly, between today and next Sunday, I'm hoping something happens. Between today and next Sunday, I'm hoping something happens. Okay, I'm hoping something happens. We're gonna see, but we'll see, because camp is what? Camp is 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks away. Or is it 2 weeks? Something like that. So something's gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, this is a week it's gotta happen because camp is coming up. Okay, so we're gonna see how this works out. If it doesn't, we already talked about what happens if it stays pat. We know that's a possibility. We're going to see, but thanks to y'all for all your support. Thank you all the super chat brothers. Appreciate that. And all the brothers that made it fun. Appreciate that. We'll be coming back soon. Y'all please enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Sure.